Hi guys, we're United People's TV. I'm Ben and I'm here with Chris Pajak of the Redmen TV, and we're here to preview Manchester United vs Liverpool. It's the big one in association with BetVictor. But before we get started, please remember to check out BetVictor's official YouTube channel. And if you comment United People's TV on the Predictor Show, you could be in with a chance of winning a Manchester United home shirt.
Boo!
So, Chris, let's get straight into it, and we'll go straight for the form guide.
Okay.
United and Liverpool, I guess it's fair to say, not in the best vein of form.
Yeah. So Liverpool at the moment, we're really up and down. You know, since Klopp's come in, he's had 20 games or something, maybe 21 games since he's come in as Liverpool manager since October. You know, he's complained about the lack of a winter break and stuff like that. But you know, specifically, we've had 2 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss in the last 6 games. Obviously, we've just come off the back of a 3-3 draw with Arsenal where we equalised with them. So you know, I think going into this game from a Liverpool perspective, to be honest with you, if we can beat Manchester United, I'd be confident that could really be the impetus for us, and I'm sure.
I agree, and that scares me. That really does scares me, because you know, United aren't in the best form themselves, and like you say, Liverpool, they win that game and suddenly they can really kick on. Yeah,
exactly, and I think you know we're only a few points behind you. If we beat you, I think we go level on points with you. So this game, although it's already the biggest in my eyes in the calendar year, in the season, then you know it's got a lot riding on it, because getting level with United, we need to start catching teams up who are above us. You've been above us all season long. So what was your form guide anyway?
Well, United, like I say, are in terrible form. They're 18th in the form table overall in the Premier League, which is absolutely atrocious. I mean, they've only won once in the last 6 league games, and overall we've only won 6 times in 20 games. It's absolutely atrocious. You know, we beat Swansea, you know, a few weeks ago, but that was a very poor Swansea side. And you know, we've got 6 points from the last 6 away games, and it's just atrocious from top to bottom. The thing is with United at the minute, I just don't see us being any team in the Premier League, let alone Liverpool. And you know, I wish Henderson was injured a bit longer, because he's going to be a key player for you. And you know, I looked at the game yesterday, the result against Arsenal, and it just scared me. I was just really worried about Liverpool, because they just look like they're like kicking on now.
For the flip side, I mean, I'm always worried about Manchester United. You know, the last 3 head-to-head meetings you've beaten us in, haven't you? You know, and it was a demolition at your place this year. You beat us 3-1, and to be honest with you, I think Rodgers pretty much got the sack off the back of that. Yeah. You know, it's really hard to recover from a defeat against one of your top rivals like Manchester United, going back a couple of years previous. Yeah. You know, we beat you 3-0 and when David Moyes was in charge, and I don't think he ever really recovered. So from my perspective, I want to beat you really bad, obviously, but I also want to be the team that puts the nail in Louis van Gaal's coffin. Yet equally, I want him to stay.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was our kind of conundrum with the whole Rodgers situation. But the thing is with this game, you know, people say United-Liverpool form goes out the window. I don't really believe that. I could see, you know, in my heart of hearts, I always want United to win against Liverpool. But, you know, you mentioned the Moyes season. I could see us getting spanked by Liverpool. And, you know, on the flip side, when Rodgers was in charge of Liverpool, I could see us spanking you. And you know, when it comes to this game in particular, I think, you know, the form that United are in, and the way that Klopp seems to be kind of giving Liverpool an energy, galvanised that, you know, I really can't, you know, I'd love to be able to say that United will win this game comfortably, but I'm very, very worried about what the result will be. I don't want to say that we'll lose, but you know, I'm not expecting much from the game. But yeah, we'll look at the recent results. United have won the last 3 against Liverpool.
Yeah, that's it.
We've got a pretty good recent record against Liverpool, actually. We've won 7 of the last 9 meetings between the 2 sides. And the last game was memorable for us in particular because of, you know, Anthony Marshall. He comes on for the last half an hour of the game, scores an absolute worldie.
Can't remember that.
And yeah, and then we just kind of went from there. To be fair, it kind of just went downhill after that in terms of our season. But yeah, like I say, United have got a good recent record against Liverpool. Yeah. Do you think that will continue, or do you think Liverpool?
I don't know. I think, you know, the teams that Liverpool are struggling against at the moment are the teams that play really defensive, dour, stinking football. And to be brutally honest, at the moment, and I'm sure United fans will agree, this isn't just Liverpool bias, is that's what you guys have been doing. I think recently LVG has changed it up a little bit, hasn't he, because he was so stuck into this 4-2-3-1 formation and not conceding goals and stuff, and he broke it up a little bit, didn't he, recently, and he's gone a little bit more 4-3-3, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But what I do think is, with was it Newcastle 3-3?
Yeah.
I think because you've conceded 3 goals there, you might go back to 4-2-3-1 and get a solid base. And if you do that, then I think you're going to invite pressure. I think, you know, the Anfield crowd will be up for it. The players should be up for it. Klopp will have a plan in place, it seems to me, for Man United, and hopefully we can do well. I'd like to see us start with some of our key men. You know, our top scorer is Christian Benteke this season with 6 goals in the Premier League, but you know, he's not been figuring. He played in the Cup last week against Exeter with the kids, essentially, and I think that was like Klopp going, you're not going to be involved. Behind that, our top scorer is Coutinho, who's injured at the moment with a hamstring injury, which we've had loads of. So the danger man, I suppose, at the moment is Roberto Firmino. He's come off sort of a breakthrough game, really, against Arsenal. 2 goals, one of them an absolute wonder strike. But it's the interlink and play that happens, you know. When Firmino brings the ball, he's looking to bring other players in, and Christian Benteke's just not been working. It's not we always talk about the Liverpool way, the Man United way and stuff like that. We don't know how to work with Christian Benteke. We've historically never been able to deal with a target man. You know, look, you think back to the sign of Andy Carroll, what a waste of money that was. It just wouldn't work for Liverpool Football Club, and we work better with pacey attackers who are you know, skillful and stuff like that. And Roberto Firmino, he's come in for big money, £29 million. He sort of brought the fan base together because we weren't expecting that type of a signing, and then he's been really disappointing into Arsenal, to be honest with you. A couple of breakout games, maybe Manchester City, he was brilliant in, but you know, from an overall thing for the season, he's not been good enough. But hopefully Arsenal will have just given
I mean, it's interesting you bring Firmino up, because in the same way that Firmino has been disappointing from the majority of the season and kind of just only recently kind of burst on, you could kind of say the same for Wayne Rooney, and he's our top scorer in the league at the minute, joint with Anthony Martial. He's got 5 goals. He's coming into Liverpool off the back of 2 goals against Newcastle, and I just wondered what your thoughts were on who would make kind of the biggest contribution to the game, because obviously Firmino has come off this breakthrough game, and Rooney in the same ways. You know, 2016 Rooney has been incredible compared to 2015. I can't remember at any point this season Rooney really kind of grabbing a game and kind of making an impact on it until the Newcastle game, and I thought it was very interesting to see Firmino kind of do the same yesterday.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, both off the back of 3-all draws as well. I mean, you know, 2 teams that have struggled for goals in the league this season, and they've both managed to sort of click in front of goal and get 3 goals. Firmino for us, Rooney for you. Rooney always worries me. He's an Everton fan for a start. He plays for Manchester United. He's like literally the most hated bloke in Liverpool all the time, has been for a decade. I think he'll end up back at Everton, and he'll worry me then when he's playing for them as well. You know, I just wish he'd have left it a week before he hit his form again, because you know, Liverpool defensively have been atrocious this season. We've had so many injuries. It's not just, even when our players haven't been injured, you know, we've struggled with dealing with crosses, we've struggled with pacey players, we've struggled with corners. Now we just concede goals from corners. I wish we just kind of went back to conceding goals from headers from corners. That was a lot easier to deal with. I could understand what was happening. When you just concede goals from corners, you're like, how do you stop this? Because our goalkeepers are crap, to be perfectly honest with you. And Wayne Rooney's one of them. I think, you know, I hate to say it, but he'll have a big influence on this game.
And what about Juan Mata? He's got 4 goals this season, and he's leading the assists. He was dropped against Newcastle. We played Anthony Martial and Jesse Lingard on the wings to kind of give us that pace, and as a result, it kind of gave us more attacking impetus. It, you know, widened us up a little bit, gave us more pace on the wings, along with Ashley Young. And I wanted to get your thoughts on whether you're worried about Mata or whether you think he'll come back into the side.
You know, he always does well against us, Mata. I don't know what it is. I mean, he scored a couple. Was it last season he scored a couple?
Amazing.
Yeah, I noticed you sent us a couple of photos of that last season, actually. One of them was a wonder strike, wasn't it? But, you know, I think as far as Manchester United are concerned, this season you guys are experts and not me, and you're an expert and not me on Manchester United, of course, but he seems to slow the player down a lot. And you're not getting the best out of him in the way that you were at times last season, I think. And for me,
I agree.
The key men for Manchester United for me is, if Ander Herrera is playing, I'm more worried than if he's not. Because I think he's a terrific footballer who sort of makes United tick. Juan Mata, you know what, at the moment I'd rather see him start, because I don't want to see Lingard and Martial push Moreno and Klein further back, because, you know, our full-backs are really attacking and there's so much space in behind them. And if Martial and Lingard are playing, then I think they're going to have a little bit more joy than if Mata was there. I think, to be honest with you, his pace isn't anywhere near as good as what would he be playing against Moreno or Klein.
I mean, personally, I think that Mata will come back into the side, because I don't think United will be anything like how open they were against Newcastle. I think it'll be very much back to form for Van Gaal. It'll be tight. It will try to establish an element of control, and I think Mata does lend himself to that a lot, because he keeps the ball and he uses it intelligently. But I just want to go across like different areas of the pitch. I'd like to focus first of all on Simon Mignolet, and the second is Jordan Henderson, because Simon Mignolet, I think you can agree, he's pretty useless.
And we gave him a new contract this week. Just gone £50,000 a week for a fella who can't grab the ball, catch the ball, save the ball, throw the ball, kick the ball. I kind of find it hard to believe that he's actually a professional player who gets paid to play football. Yeah, he's got something up clapping.
But yeah, I mean, I think we can both agree on that Mignolet is pretty useless, which gives me hope.
Yeah,
you know.
He is. Honestly, just whip balls into the box. Like, honestly, if Fellaini starts up front for you, you'll batter us. It's literally that simple.
Well, this is the point with Jordan Henderson. We've been playing Fellaini in central midfield in recent weeks, and I really rate Jordan Henderson. As much as it pains me to say it, I think he's a really excellent player. But if Fellaini starts in that kind of deep line central midfield role, I think Henderson will, go to town on him.
Yeah, I think the thing with Jordan Henderson is he's our captain. He's probably our best player at the moment. I don't think Liverpool have actually got any world-class players, which pains me to say, but Jordan Henderson is the one. He came in against Arsenal and he ran the game for that first 30 minutes. Him, Emre Can, they look brilliant in the centre of the park. James Milner's one as well. He's got 4 assists for us this season. Top assist. He's a real key man, and Liverpool fans on the whole, I think, are a little bit unhappy with the Milner signing because he's so old. But also, he's just a good professional. You don't win the league with a team if you're rubbish, you know what I mean? And Gareth Barry's testament to that as well. He's still doing well over at Everton. But Jordan Henderson makes us tick, and he distributes the ball quickly, which is what, when Liverpool are playing a team who sit back, who have like 2 banks of 4 or whatever, and they're inviting pressure, that's when we really struggle. When teams come out and play at us, like when we went to Manchester City and beat them, like when Arsenal came to Anfield just gone, we do much better with the space. If people are rigid against us, we really struggle. So I think that's what I agree with you actually. I think Van Gaal would probably go back to a more rigid formation, and I think he'll probably do better for it as well, to be honest, because if you go toe to toe with us, I actually do fancy us to win.
I mean, I think it's all set up for a boring kind of tactical game, with that one moment of magic maybe sealing it for either side. But
what's your score prediction?
It's a tough one. My head says that we'll struggle, and I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be something like 1-1. Okay. But my heart says 3-0 United, obviously.
Right, okay. My head, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Liverpool. My head and my heart says a 5-0 victory to Liverpool.
Fair enough.
And then, do you know what? I really want to see LVG sacked after this. I just want to be the ones to do that. I want to put your team into an absolute spiral that you can't recover from. You get relegated next season, and then the season after, and then you disband as a club, and I never have to think about you again.
There you have it. That's Chris Pachat's opinion on Manchester United versus Liverpool. Thanks for joining us today. Remember to check out Bet Victor's official channel, and we'll see you next week.
I am Neil Razorite. Tune in to the Weekender Show on Bet Victor channel. Please subscribe, make a comment, and name your fan channel you've been watching, yes, and then you could win a Premiership shirt of your choice. Yeah!